Okay, good afternoon. My name is Cameron Alengano. I'll be your instructor today for VEIS or Vent Enter Isolate Search. Uh, Today we have two students here. We have my wife Amber and Champion Alengano. He's 8. She's older. So we have an audience of that include two non-firefighters, but I will be teaching them firefighter tactics because today I'm off. They come in with zero experience, but we're going to try to make them aware of what exactly VEIS is. Today I printed out our PowerPoint. So here's one, here's two. Since I don't have a projector, normally I would have a projector and I would project it onto the screen. However, we don't have that set up today. So today they'll just follow along with me in their PowerPoint, and we'll go from there. Again, my name is Cameron Alengano. I've been a firefighter with the Austin Fire Department for 5 years. I've been a firefighter in total for about 8 years. Today we'll be going over VEIS, which I think is one of the most exciting things about being a firefighter because that's actually doing rescues. VEIS. VEIS. Anyone want to guess what any of that means? Any of the letters without flipping through the pages? Champ, go ahead. Somebody cheated. So he said V stands for vent. That's correct. E. Anybody?
Enter.
Enter. Somebody else cheated. Without cheating, can we get I and S?
Isolation.
All right. Somebody.
Did I cheat on that one?
Isolation or isolate. And last one is close. Search. Good job. So even though you guys came in with no previous history, you guys were able to figure out what VEIS is. So this is a very exciting part of the job. Other than putting water on the hot stuff, this is the bread and butter. This is what we train very hard for. It's for vent, enter, isolate, search. That means we have a victim inside of our burning building, and we need to get them out. And this is the process that we utilize most. Go ahead and open up your PowerPoint and flip to the next page. All right. Champion, can you tell me what you see there?
Help. Someone's still in there.
And what did we see on that page? We got a burning building. Is it burning pretty bad? Are all the windows showing fire?
No.
No. So if one of those windows that didn't have fire had somebody in it, does that mean we could probably go in there and get that person out?
Yes.
Would you want us to go get that person out?
Yes.
Right. But if it was fully involved, meaning it was actively going, there was a lot of fire in that room where they said there's people at, is there a good chance that we're going in there? Probably not. Because our motto is we'll risk a lot to save a lot, but we'll risk nothing to save nothing. And unfortunately, to be real, if that room is fully involved, meaning it's splashed over, it's really, really hot, we got 1,000 degrees worth of fire in there. Our gear won't even support us in there. So there's in all likeliness, if you're in there, you're not going to make it out. However, today we're going to talk about those rooms that are viable, where there could be somebody sleeping in and the fire hasn't got there yet, and we just pulled up and we want to get those guys out quickly. So flip your pages. What does it say, Amber?
What to do?
What to do, and what should we do?
VEIS.
VEIS. Thank you, Champ. Go ahead and flip the page again.
Vent.
All right. My all-stars earlier already guessed what the V is for. V is for vent. So in the fire department, vent basically means we need to break that window or door. So let's just say this is our window, just like we would have here, and we have smoke coming out. First thing we need to do is throw a ladder, or in this case, if it's on the ground floor, we're gonna just smash that however we can. We want to make sure that we break that window completely. So we're not just gonna throw a rock in there and just take out the little part. We want to create a big opening or a big vent. Questions?
Would you use a sledgehammer?
Yeah, you can use whatever tool you choose. Me personally, I get a pig, which is kind of like a axe, but it has a blunt end, so it's not sharp. It's just kind of like a sledgehammer, and I'll just clear it all out. because if we have shards of glass, that's dangerous. Whenever we're climbing in, it's gonna get in our way and cut up our gear. So first thing we're gonna do is vent. Um, we're gonna clear that whole section out, and then we're gonna do what? Flip the page. Associate. Well, somebody wasn't paying attention to how to read. Mommy. Enter. I think Champ went too far. All right, next thing we're gonna do is enter. We're gonna enter that window that we just created. Who goes first? So normally a team will be 2 people. We'll have a firefighter. I'll put an FF and an officer. So in our case, we'll just say I'm the firefighter and Nate, my lieutenant, would be the officer. Who's going in that window first?
The firefighter.
Unfortunately, that's me. That's going to be me going in quickly, right? Because this is escalating. This is before we're even getting water on the fire, which is normally what we like to do because it makes things better. But in this case, it's going to be the firefighter going into the window. Before he goes in, there's one thing we forgot. So we got there, we cleared out the window, we make sure there's no shards anywhere. Before we step on that floor, let's say it's the second floor, we climbed the ladder, we got to the second floor. What's the first thing I'm gonna do before I go in that window? All right, we'll already be on air, but what we want to do is, let's pretend this is my imaginary pink, which is what I like to carry around. I'm gonna reach over and sound the ground. Sound the ground, make sure it's good and hard, because if I step in and I fall through, that's a bad day, right? Just like in the picture you see right there. I gave you the answers. So yeah, just like in the picture you see there, you want to reach over and sound the ground, because if we fall through, we become part of the problem, and that's very, very dangerous. We want to make sure we have solid ground. All right? So that's part of entering. Firefighter, or in this case me, I'm going to sound the ground, and I'm going to enter. All right, go ahead and flip the page. Your page too fast. So we did vent, enter, or I. What's I?
Isolate.
Isolate. Great job. Isolate. So this goes back to ventilation. So to go back to the fire tetrahedron, Champ, you know this? You need 3 things for a fire. What do you need for a fire? Heat.
Heat.
What else?
Air.
Air, right?
Space.
Yeah, you just need a reaction. So whenever we open up that window, what did we make go in there?
Air.
We made air go in there. That's right. Good job. So we already had heat, and all we need is air to make that reaction happen, right?
Yes.
Oh, all it was missing was that air. We just broke that window. So what does that mean? The air is going in, and that smoke that was brown, it's going to get darker, and it's going to flash. It's going to turn bad. How can we prevent that?
We can prevent that.
By doing what? With
Associate.
Isolate. Isolate. We isolate it by doing what?
Putting water on. Close the door.
Close the door. That's why whenever you go to bed at night, we tell you to do what? Close the door. It's going to buy you some time, because if there's a fire out here, that door acts as a protective barrier from the rest of the fire. So we do the same thing in a fire. If we have to go in, first thing we're going to do is, if it's a bedroom or if it's a bathroom, we're going to go in real quick. Before we even look for anybody, we're going to go in. We're going to do what?
Close the door.
Close the door. All right. We close the door. We got in. We closed the door. So that's the isolate. Last thing. What is this? What's S? Go and flip the pages.
Search.
Search. That's right.
I don't know what pages.
Search.
I know mine are different order than yours.
Just keep going. We're going to keep going with the class. All right. So we're going to search. Let's say this is. I'm going to erase the window. We know what a window looks like. We talked a lot about me in this. Who else is up there with me? Officer. And in this case, it's going to be Lieutenant Nate Childress. We'll just say Nate. He will be at the window. So if this is on the ground floor, he'd be here. But we'll just say, for example, we have this window right here. Let's say he climbed up the ladder right behind me, and he's standing right here poking his head in the window with a thermal imaging camera, or for short we call it a TIC, or like you've seen this it's like a heat detector basically. Because it's smoky in there, it's dark usually, we're not gonna be able to see. He's gonna be standing there helping us do our search. He will tell us where he thinks a person may be. So if he sees the heat from the body laying down or hiding underneath their bed, which they shouldn't be doing, he'll be like, hey, firefighter camera, we have somebody right here in this corner, or over here in this corner, or I don't see anything at all. Search the whole thing. If you search the whole thing, we're going to do it what? Fast or slow? Fast. This is rapid. Where places, if we're going to a bedroom, where are kids likely to be?
Closet.
They hide. They like to go hide in the closets or where?
Under there.
Under their bed. Or what if maybe they're still asleep, right? So if we got a bed in there, we're going to be checking on top of that bed, below that bed, in the closet. Really, really what? Really, really fast. Let me backtrack a little bit while we're on search, before we start that search. If we're closing the door as part of our isolation, before we close that door, we're going to do a quick sweep of the hallway that's out there. So you'll take your tool, whatever you have, you're just gonna sweep it around on the ground outside that door, make sure nobody's there. Because if they were smart, they probably tried to get out, right? But what's that bad stuff that's in the air that might make you pass out?
Smoke.
Smoke, right. So they could have got right out, took in too much smoke and collapsed. And we'd hate to close the door on them and search the room that we thought that they were in. Make sure we just take a quick look down the hall, do a quick sweep of our tool, and make sure nobody's there. All right, back to the room. So we're looking high, we're looking low, we're doing it what? Fast, exactly. We find the body. What are we gonna do? We're gonna do our best to carry that body out. If we need more than one person, we might get on our radios and let command know what the deal is, how many bodies we have, where we have that body, etc. You know, but it's quick because we're trying to do this all without a hose line, so nothing's really there to protect us. All right. That's that for that. Questions?
Would you do CPR if the guy has fainted because of smoke?
That's a good question. Are we going to do CPR in the middle of the fire? No. We can't help anybody in the fire. We have to get them out the fire. That's why as soon as we find a body, like most likely the officer will get on the radio and let command know, hey, we have a victim. We're bringing them outside so that the people will gather around. So as soon as we get them down that ladder or just outside that window, they can do the necessary medical interventions. Exactly. So, and with every box alarm or fire, there's already going to be an ambulance on their way. All right, great job. So we went over all of these. Now we're just going to make sure that we know when to do it and how to do it. All right. Can we go back to that first page with the fire on it? Mommy, since you're older, you'll be the officer there. With that first page? Great. All right. Let's first we have a victim in this building right here. I mean, in this window right here. There's no fire coming out, but we have. And when you pull up on scene, you're the officer. We had an old lady come up to you and say, "My grandson's still in there. My grandson's still in there." What are we gonna do? What are we likely gonna do? Get the ladder, break the window. That's right. We're gonna have to do VEIS quickly. Are we gonna grab a hose?
No.
No. When you get in there, we get in there quick. If nobody was there, but we saw cars in the driveway, and we had neighbors saying that's a bedroom, they have kids there. That's still a good enough reason for you to say, hey, we should probably go search that before? Yeah. If it's the middle of the night, people are usually asleep. We see cars in the driveway, that means they're probably home, they're not on vacation. That means, those people didn't come out. People are saying that there's people that live there, and we see their cars in the driveway, but we don't see them anywhere out here. I mean, they're probably still in there. We need to go get them quick. So we found our room that we're gonna go search. All right. Amber said we're gonna climb up the ladder. Who goes up the ladder first? The firefighter. Right. Good job. Okay. Let's pretend that this is the window. So I want, remember, this is your tick. Champ, this is your pig. And behind you is your ladder as you come up the stairs. So Champ, you'll do what you're supposed to do. Mommy will be right behind you. Just go down like 2 steps because I know it's hard. Champ, you're going to enter. Tell me what you're doing and do it. And I'll correct you if you're wrong, obviously. Okay, Champ, you're in. Let me get you a victim. Actually, why don't you do close your eyes? Close your eyes. All right. All right, you're at the window. What are you going to do first?
First, I will open it.
What are you going to do to the window? Break the window?
Break all of the space of it.
Uh-huh.
Feel in it for some solid
ground. Making sure it's solid. Okay, it's solid. Now what are you going to do?
Walk.
You're going to go in?
The officer or lieutenant will be behind us.
Okay, lieutenant, come on.
And then he would look for the person if he can see a person who's around here.
So we did vent, we broke the window, we entered. What's next?
Okay.
Isolate. How do we isolate it?
Close the door. So.
Okay, the lieutenant said, hey, there's a door over here. Come close it. Go quick. You see the door. Now close it. Bam, door's closed. All right, it's getting smoky in here. All right, lieutenant, please tell the firefighter where the dummy is.
I see a person to the left of the room by the bed.
All right, we got the victim. You can grab it. Great. Now we're gonna get out quick. All right, that's it. That's basically it. Obviously, it'll be a little bit harder because we won't be able to see. You won't be able to see. More than likely, a lot of these things happen at night, and the officer, whenever they get the victim, they'll make, or as soon as they identify one, they'll go over the radio and let them know, hey, we have a victim. We're coming out this side of the building. We're gonna need medical assistance. Any questions? None? None whatsoever? Oh, they were just asking if you had any questions. Well, that's all I have. If you guys don't have any questions, I appreciate you guys taking some time out of your Saturday afternoon to hear me talk about fire. And that will conclude today's lesson. Thank you.